Okay, so let's check it to 2007.
So 2007,
then we'll order food in a bit.
Yeah, 2007, our son is born, and 2007 is where there was the Mungiki crackdown. So Mungiki go to Mathare. You're right. When did I even CNN the first CNN? 2008 or 2007, 2008? So yeah, Mungiki. So crackdown ya Mungiki. There's a crackdown of Mungiki in Mathare slums because they were killing people. There was a lot of beheadings. And so because of the beheadings, the government said you must. And then I think 2 police officers went to Mathare for a patrol and were shot dead in Mathare slums. And now the police and the government said now we must put Michuki. So that morning, I'd gone for a job interview. So I went to a job interview wearing a suit. I went in for the job interview. I don't really know what happened in that interview. And so after I left the interview, I went back to the newsroom and I was sent to Mathare. When I walked into Mathare, I was wearing a suit and a camera. There's a guy called Elijah Kanyu who called me. He's a friend now. He's a cameraman. They just won an award for the BBC Steelers. He's an amazing cameraman. So he called me, told me what's going on. So I went to Mathare. Wearing my suit. As usual. Now, the things that I learned from Mohamed Amin, which actually even apply to today, is that Mohamed Amin was a loner photographer. When he went out to shoot, he didn't walk around with a group of people. He walked around alone to observe and just to see. And that's what I normally, when I'm shooting actually, I don't even have my phone. I put my phone away. When I'm working for clients, I leave my phone away and I just shoot because I want to observe and be in the space. And that's how I shot. I was able to anticipate pictures. Like there's a picture that I took of a girl and a small girl with a brother, and they are walking away from a dog. But if you look at my first frame, I saw them even before the dog saw them. And I said, if this girl and these 2 kids pass near the dog, that dog will try and attack them. So I saw that before they saw that. And I was able to anticipate that. So I go into Mathare and there's a lot of people, there's a bit of photographers, but Mathare was cordoned off by the police. They wakafunga from the other side to this other side, wakazunguka. Now they did like a sweep, like they were going like this. They removed every single person from the house. So they were breaking into houses, removing people, beating people, and they documented that day. Like I took pictures. It looks like a movie. People being beaten, being chased by dogs, women lying on the floor. I remember the police walikuwa wanaambia watu mulale na mngorote. Police breaking into shops. That day they shot 14 people dead, and I covered some of those killings. So that's the work that I did that particular day. When I went back to the newsroom, for the first time since that newspaper had been relaunched. So if you look at the Standard, at the back page is normally sports. That day the back page was in sports. It was my pictures. They did like 6-7 pages of my pictures everywhere. Pa. It was just they just put pictures because I took very dramatic pictures, and those are the photos that actually won the following year CNN Africa Photojournalist of the Year award. But now that was what actually happened in 2007. Ngoja, which year did I win the CNN? You're making me get confused. I won CNN 2007. I won CNN 2008.
And 2010. You won twice. So you won it twice.
I've won it twice.
Hold on, let's Google. Okay, Boni, I've checked. It was 2008 and 2010 that you won. But I've got a question about this whole Mungiki thing. Actually, I've got a couple of questions. So, number one, is this the photograph where you grab Uhuru?
Uhuru crying?
Yeah.
No, Uhuru crying was 2006. So Uhuru...
How can you watch Uhuru crying?
Yeah, Uhuru crying.
President Uhuru Kenyatta.
President Uhuru Kenyatta. So Uhuru comes to Kirinyaga Road. He was high as a kite, so high. When he comes in, this
time he's Minister of Finance, is he?
He wasn't finance. He was opposition leader.
Oh, okay. So
Kanu opposition leader. Kibaki is president 2006 and Uhuru is in Kanu. He lost the 2002 elections.
Yes.
So Uhuru comes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Uhuru comes, and when he comes, the police were pursuing the hawkers, and so when he comes, there's confusion. Even a police officer was left behind and was stoned to death. Yeah. So Uhuru comes to come and try and calm down the hawkers, and the police tear gas him. So the photos that I took of is Uhuru crying and choking after getting tear gassed by the police.
And you're around there? You're not feeling the tear gas?
I'm there. So you see, as a photographer, you're there to document. And so either if you're hearing the tear gas or you're tearing and you're crying, you must shoot. So if you look at, I got like 2 or 3 frames that are very good, but most of them are out of focus because even you're choking as well, just like other people. Yeah. And
then another question that I have is, how do you separate work and life? There's I'm hearing you say, this guy, you saw these 2 kids walking, and then you saw these kids walking, and there was going to be a dog, and the dog would. How do you not be the person to say, nyinyi wase, kuna umbwa, songa?
Because now you're interfering. That's not my work. And we'll talk about post-election violence and how it affected me. But basically, as a photographer, your work is to document. You're there not to be seen and not to be heard. You're there just to frame the moments. So, and if you're seen, you shouldn't be heard. So I'm not there to say anything. I'm not there to offer a commentary about anything.
You're just there to capture.
I'm just there to capture moments. And that's what you do, because at the end of the day, you're trying to show the brutality of what's really going on. If I speak and I don't document that means people won't know what really happened. So the documentation is very, very key.
I get it.
So if I speak, I affect one person. If I shoot and the world sees, I affect everyone.
Hey, Boni, thanks for explaining that. That thing was eating me. Okay, another one. How do you not be involved from a danger? Like, explain to me the danger. Because now you're talking about you are in a suit. Let's say you weren't in a suit that day. You get what I mean?
So the suit helped because the police thought I was one of them. Most of the police were wearing suits. So when I was walked around and all that, they thought this is maybe one of us. Because there's no other person in a suit with a camera.
Wow. But then on other places, as a photographer, tell me about security. Or do you put yourself in the line of fire?
You've been in the line of fire. I've been injured in protests as a photographer. I've been arrested. I've been arrested in Embakasi barracks. After there was a time the government was shipping choppers to South Africa for repairs, and I followed a chopper into the barracks, and then I got caught inside. The day I took the Mungiki pictures, the following day, the third day I went there again, I was arrested and beaten and injured by the police and locked up at Kamkunji police station. And even then I was working as a photographer for the Standard. So there's that.
What?
I've been hospitalized. I got, in 2009, I was hit with a stone here, and I got blood clots. And I was in hospital for a week. So that happens.
Is that then what you think distinguishes you from other photographers? The amount your upbringing sounds like you could chap on in normal, so you're willing to put yourself in.
The idea of me, so I disregard danger. I have that. I have a higher threshold of pain than most people, but also I'm in a place where in my life where I don't fear anything. So by the time I was 18 years old, I'd seen the worst of poverty. I'd seen the worst of violence. I'd seen the worst of everything. So there's nothing you can tell me that can scare me. So even when I meet police and say I'm going to beat you up, and then I'm going to arrest you, and then because everything you tell me has happened to me before. Now if it has never happened to you, it scares you. But now you can't scare me with things that have happened to me. What you gonna do? What are you gonna tell me? As in, what are you going to tell me to scare me? There's nothing. Because I have seen the worst of human beings' expression. Like I've seen how worse and how vile and how violent human beings can be. And even strangers. So there's nothing you're telling me that I haven't seen before. I've seen dead bodies. I've seen dead kids. I've seen all manner of people. I've seen all manner of things. So there's nothing you can tell me to scare me. So I'm unscarable.
I'm scarable.
I'm unscarable. But still, do I have fear? Yes, I do have fear. But my fear is normal. It's the one that you have for self-preservation, which means the things that I can't do because it's going to be foolish. For example, I wouldn't walk alone to State House gate and start chanting silly.
Okay.
So that doesn't mean that I'm afraid. I have common sense. So fear is very good. Fear keeps you alive. You choose what to do.
Yes.
If I was very upset, I wouldn't go to the military barracks and start shouting outside. Even if I have a problem in the military. So there are things that you don't do. So I'm unscarable, but I still have common sense.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got to enter 2007 because 2007 is probably one of the biggest life-changing moments for you, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
But before we do that, let's order some food.
Okay.
We'll be back.